In a cozy little house on the outskirts of town, there lived a cute kitten named Milo. Milo had fluffy white fur and big, bright blue eyes, but tonight, he couldn't sleep. Milo was brave during the day, but when night fell and darkness covered everything, he became frightened. Strange noises from outside, the wind whistling through the windows, and the shadows of swaying trees made Milo shiver. Milo curled up in his warm bed, trying to close his eyes and ignore his fear. But every time he closed his eyes, he imagined scary monsters lurking in the dark, waiting to grab him. Suddenly, Milo heard a small noise from the dark corner of the room. He jumped up, his blue eyes wide open in the darkness. "Who's there?" Milo asked nervously, but only silence answered him. Milo thought about calling his mother, but he knew she was already asleep. He didn't want to bother her with his silly fears. "I need to be brave," Milo told himself. Milo decided to step out of bed to investigate the noise. He carefully walked around the room, taking small steps, with his ears perked up to listen. Each time his paws made a small sound, Milo paused to listen more closely. In the dim light from the window, Milo saw a small shadow under the table. He shivered as he slowly approached it, his heart pounding. "Is it a monster?" Milo wondered nervously. As Milo got closer, the small shadow moved. He jumped back in fear, but then he realized it wasn't a monster, it was a little ball of yarn. Milo sighed with relief and began to giggle. "Was I really scared of a ball of yarn?" he thought, feeling a bit silly but also relieved that the fear had passed. Milo picked up the ball of yarn and went back to bed. He placed it beside his pillow as a little companion for the night. For Milo, the darkness was no longer frightening. As he lay down again, Milo felt braver than before. He understood that sometimes fear is just a product of imagination, and there was nothing truly scary in the dark. Milo closed his eyes, this time with a smile on his face. He felt reassured that there was nothing to worry about, and soon drifted off into a peaceful sleep. In his dreams, Milo found himself playing with colorful balls of yarn. The balls floated up into the sky, sparkling in the sunlight, and Milo joyfully chased after them, with no fear at all. When dawn broke, Milo woke up feeling refreshed. He was proud of himself for overcoming his fear. "Last night, I was really brave," Milo thought to himself. Milo ran to his mother and told her about what happened during the night. His mother smiled, gently stroking his head, and said, "My Milo has grown up. You've learned to face your fears, and that's wonderful." Milo spent the rest of the day playing with the little ball of yarn he had found. Every time he looked at it, he remembered the lesson about bravery that he had learned the night before. Since that night, Milo was no longer afraid of the dark. He knew he could face any fear and find a way to overcome it. Milo also shared his story with other kittens in the neighborhood. They listened with excitement and admired Milo for his bravery. Milo continued to grow, becoming a confident and brave cat. The fears he once had turned into beautiful memories and valuable lessons. Every night before going to sleep, Milo looked at the ball of yarn beside his pillow and smiled. It was not just a toy but a reminder of his courage and growth. With a peaceful heart and no more fear, Milo closed his eyes and drifted into a sweet sleep, ready for new adventures tomorrow, knowing that he could overcome any fear.